Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. Antonio. We are Caribbean kids. Happy Juneteenth to all my Black Americans out there because we are Black Americans. And yes, I want to talk about the Acolyte episode number 4, Day, as in DAY, all spoilers. And we're going to talk about it because it's not much to talk about, to be honest. All right, a quick recap of the episode. So we're back in present day in the show. And essentially, OSHA's about to bounce. The council meets and they say, hey, we see that there's some sort of, splinter cell activity. The dude kind of looks like a Jedi who was fighting and whatever, yada, yada. Um, Vanessa's like, we probably need to get OSHA in on this. What I'm saying, since it's her sister and all, if we can get her, so we can get her sister right here to talk to us. And which seems like a very nasty and underhanded way to try to trick her to come. Because they wasn't going to tell her, but Soul, who I say remains to be is still very suspect to me. He actually tells her the truth and said, look, like, I need you to come so we can try to get May. We're tracking her. We know where she's going to be, and yada yada.
Don't forget, he said, once all this is over, I'll explain everything. I have some stuff I need to explain to you.
And I'm going to rant about that as well. So they get to the planet of Koshor.
Yeah.
Something like that. And they try, because remember, like, Kalneka is there. That is the High Republic Wookiee. And we see his little home. He has all like the symbols in his little like down ship home. He had it making like some space kale and pepper and salt or something, whatever. He's chefing it up. Look very, very reminiscent of Thanos.
Retire on his retirement planet.
Yeah. I'm about to look over a grateful universe. So, and then we switch back to the team. So they're all on this one ship, you know what I'm saying? And it's a collection of Jedi. And they said, how are we gonna find them? They said, we have a tracker. These bastards invented a very small looking mole / beaver alien who knew that man scent and they tracked him down using his scent, which was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, like a literal tracker, like a hound. You know what I'm saying?
Like a bloodhound, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, they put the dogs on. So, and this whole episode is essentially them walking through the forest of this planet. They meet some creatures, Star Wars creatures, blah blah. Like they're just indiscriminately killing stuff. Like, for them to be so peaceful, they do not care. They are not trying to use the force to con nobody. Ain't nobody got no animal force abilities.
I guess we ain't got no beast control in this
none of that, boy. Oh man, what is that? A flying moth? Don't care nothing about that. Get out of here. So we flashback. We go to May and Kamir.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who was Spanish Ezra.
Yeah.
Spanish Ezra Miller.
Yeah, he looks Spanish.
His last name is Jacinto, so he's definitely not
Spanish
Spanish Ezra Miller. And and he had this weird conversation because May is like, yo, I gotta find the Wookiee. How I'm gonna be, and she asked a very relevant question. How I'm gonna be the Wookiee with no weapon? You know what I'm saying? Because like that's not that ain't no easy thing to do. The thing rip your arms out. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like their finishing move. Yeah. So Kamir's like, look, well, you made a deal with the master, blah, blah, blah. And she's trying to question him, like, yo, like, but and bounty hunters don't even want to come here. He said, but you came here though? Like, it's starting to really realize, like, yo, your boy's mad sus, and she's just really trying to suss him out. And he said something really weird too. And she was like, well, did you make a deal with the master? He said, no, I didn't we made a deal with the master. I'm like, who is we? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we as in you and May, or you and somebody else. So there's some weird, we already knew dude was like acting funny the last time we saw him, but he acted more funny to the point where they get deep into the forest. She traps that man like Wile E. Coyote You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Has him over his head in a trap, and like
Strung up
and he just
there,
looking,
one leg.
and even them like, yo, your man look too goofy to be like he's just hamming it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way a little too much for me. The tracker ends up finding something, so he's like making this weird noise, so they're trying to get closer. Then who shouts out? Was it May or Osha? May yells in the forest.
Yeah, hold on. So May yelled to get to get Kamir to come and call him strung up,
catching him. So they end up hearing him, and then go over. They say everybody's like right in front of Kanaka's house.
Yeah.
May goes in her house, and she sees that Kanaka's already dead. Got the crazy lightsaber slash to his midsection.
Also, remember, May straight up told that Kamir or whatever, it's like, hey, Master ain't coming out here. My sister's alive. I'm trying to get my sister. Yo, man, this ain't no test. This is some bull. Yeah. I'm gonna go turn myself in to Count. Hey, no beef, Count Naka. Get the Jedis. I want to talk to you guys and let y'all know what what's going on.
Very important
on my end, right? Yeah, and that's when she left him there, and then she went and saw that Count Naka got that seppuku treatment that he didn't perform himself.
Not at all. So the Jedi end up coming around, and they're all in front of the house, and like dude was like, on the order of the Republic, come out with your hands so I can see you. Like, yo, if y'all not saying that these ain't the cops, then I don't know what show y'all watching. Right. These is the cops.
Yeah.
That's like literal verbatim. Whoop. That's the sound of the police. For real. Right. So everybody's in front of the house. Osha's a couple steps back. Soul kind of senses something. And all of a sudden, we see this black figure levitate downwards like he is Prince from the Dave Chappelle episode playing basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Game. Dark side.
That was a good
dark side.
That was a good one, yeah. And then he just looks at May like, man, y'all really do look alike. Flicks her out the way, and then Eric, like, yo, they are so trigger happy. All 7 of them pull out their lightsabers, and then he just force pushes all of them.
Yeah.
And then cut to black. That's the end of the episode. Yeah. This episode was like 24 minutes long, basically.
Yeah, very short episode. 2 quick Easter eggs, though, we see in the episode. We see 2 Jedi in this episode that ties us to the Skywalker era. The first one we see a young Cal Almundi. Whatever, we see him. Some of y'all are like, who? That's the guy with the cone head that died. He was on the Jedi Council, and he was one of the ones.
Man, those boys got washed so fast.
Man, during the Order 66, he was on the snow planet, and like his clone trooper took him out. And then we see on the actual with the team. I'm gonna guess it's him.
Is it Plo Koon?
Because when I heard that he was around this time, it was Plo Koon.
Yeah. So we had Kaidi Mundi and we had Plo Koon there, and I was like, I'm sitting there looking like the Leo DiCaprio meme, like I know they who I'm thinking it. Yes. So that was, it was cool seeing them. Also placing them in the timeline as well. But yeah, those were the highlights of the episode. Another small tidbit. What's that going? Is it Jessica?
Wolverine's daughter, X-23.
Yeah. Daphne King.
Daphne King. Yeah,
her character. I feel like she really wants some of that Osha, like.
Yeah, it is. It is given. Jackie Long.
Jackie. Jackie was like,
she's given like, I'm kind of feeling you a little bit.
Osha was like, I know you don't miss me, girl. She was like, I gotta do miss you, girl. So that was it.
We could get back together and we can share stories about
so Master Soul.
a Master Soul,
Like,
whatever.
yeah, man,
So
shut up. He ain't even saying no stories. Anyway, that's the episode, guys. All right.
yeah.
I have a couple of questions.
Thanks for joining us. I'm joking.
Now, for real, yo, like, we got to fill this time out today. So, first question. Why do you think they are telling the story in this manner? Because we got first two episodes was like, back-to-back type situation. And they were really like, you needed both episodes. Third episode, we had a flashback, right? Kind of filled in some of the story beats from what happened to the twins. This episode, we are essentially doing our best Lord of the Rings because we are walking and talking. And nothing really happened until the last minute. And then we cut to black. I really wonder why we are withholding so much. And I don't mean like, because it's a murder mystery, but I don't know, like it just feels like kind of like an odd choice just to withhold so much stuff. It's like we're doing a lot of telling and not enough showing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's kind of like how you say I can show you better than I can tell you, but it's the opposite. I can tell you better than I can show you.
Because that's really what they're doing. They're doing a lot of telling of things, and it's really giving a bit of a disservice to what's going on. It's even how this episode ended. It ended in a way where y'all could have just tacked on an extra 4 minutes to this episode to have us have like a real conclusion.
Yeah, that was a massive force push.
Yeah. And then we cut to black. Like we could have easily had them react to it, get up, just something to be like, oh, that's crazy. Right. Like
at least have one of them die. Let's see one of them
or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I need for one of them red shirts to die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something.
I think this is kind of like I think they was trying to with this episode do a less is more, or we're going to give you just a taste to come back. And here's what I'm thinking too. This is me thinking. This just popped in my head. And I remember I told you, I said I got some things I want to talk about with this show and how the fan base is acting. I think that they may have knew when they did these episodes that the last episode might have caused some, you know what I'm saying, to the quote unquote diehard Star Wars super nerds. I think they probably might have thought that might cause a little distinction, which it really much did. And
dissension,
excuse me. Yeah. Dissension. And some people were like, well, I'm done, this and that. But then you got some people who were like doing something that I don't think I could ever do on a show, and that's hate watch or whatever. And I think they did this to kind of be like, well, we're gonna leave you wondering what's going on, and you really want to see what's going to happen. But yeah, it's kind of weird how they set it up, because I like when that happened, I sat up in my chair, was like, okay, and that I said, and I looked, I was like, damn, that was short. It went by really, saying really quick. Because one thing I can say about these shows right here, this show right here and these episodes, they have kind of moved. They kind of moved along, but this one felt like it moved. And I guess it felt like it moved along so much because nothing really happened.
And it was like mad short. Like the runtime was like 32 minutes, and that's like 7 minutes of credits. So when I put the episode, I loaded it up and I looked at it. John was like, I said 32 minutes. So my mind was my expectations was already set, because I knew by midway through the episode, ain't nothing gonna be happening in this episode. Right. So yeah.
And it's also wild too, because I believe it's only 8 episodes. This is the halfway point right here.
It is
episode 4. And and one thing is we could say about Star Wars with Disney stuff with these shows on Disney Plus, they usually give us something pretty decent in the halfway point. And not to say they didn't, but they kind of just gave us like a major cliffhanger You know what I'm
Not
saying?
even
With it,
that. It just was a weird, it's like a weird pacing thing. You
yeah,
feel what
it
I'm
was
saying?
the
Like, and
flow was weird.
yeah, like, yeah. Weird flow in the force. So like I really try not to be overly critical of stuff, but like this for some reason right now, like the third episode is remains to be the strongest episode
Mm-hmm.
because it really differentiated what Star Wars has always been to what Star Wars actually can be.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I just like the third episode way more. Like the whole conceptually, when we get really weird in Star Wars, that's when it gets better. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And the fourth episode was like just like a return to the mean. And
Mm-hmm.
I just really hope that they really start to elevate what's going on because I don't want to just lose interest. And right
Mm-hmm.
now, it's like the way you did that. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
like it really just like, man, this could have been way better of an episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I gave a grade for this episode, I a C minus.
Yeah, you good. It was a straight D for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's because like I didn't really gain nothing really gain
You're right. You really didn't gain anything except for
other than
maybe,
Kanaka dying.
yeah,
And
and then
we
May
get
maybe getting like a self awareness of like, yo, this is some bull.
but
Yeah.
I don't know, like either way.
Okay.
I was like, okay, another question.
What's up?
Just thinking about how the episode went and where we can go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that they're going to be able to stick the landing on this show from what they set out? Because think about it, we have 4 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 dead Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have Soul, who for some reason is still alive.
And hold, yeah, and hiding something.
And he is the lone beholder of all the secrets that
Because
went
what's her
down.
name? What's her name? The Jedi Master, the green
Yeah, Vanessa.
Vanestra even said it when it was like when they was having the little the small like a smaller Jedi Council meeting about, hey, how are we gonna handle this and blah blah blah.
It's like the B
And
team.
yeah, it was like the B team or whatever. And he was like, oh, yeah, yeah, it's 3 Jedi that's you know what I'm saying, it's they're trying to kill 3 Jedi. And she was like, 4.
Like no, and
You
word
too,
4.
you too, my guy. Like,
You
don't
whatever
you
you did, you in this too,
whatever
yo.
you did too. Yeah, you neck deep in this too, sir. So don't try to make it seem like, oh, I'm just here to, no. You in this too. So yeah, it are they going to stick the landing? I, it's going to have to really be something that throws everybody off. You know what I'm saying? That's throwing everybody off, and it's going to have to be something that's going to have to be, and I hate to say it, kind of be big, that may have to connect with what is going to eventually be. It don't have to be like you and me. We're fine if it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I think with some of the fan base, it's going to have to be something that's going to connect or lead to what's going to happen in the future with the Skywalker era.
For me, yeah, like I feel you on that, but for me, like I don't that doesn't really have to be like this tangential connection.
Mm-hmm.
I just really think that they have to tell their story in a way that really is going to just congeal. Because right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a lot of loose pieces in this pot. You know what I'm saying? And nothing's being really married together yet. Of course, a lot of it is on purpose because
Mm-hmm.
this is like the murder mystery genre. But even in that, okay, all right.
So I'm gonna ask you this. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me finish my thought
Uh-huh.
because I just want to make this point. The last kind of like really classic murder mystery we got was the OG Knives Out.
Okay.
Now think about how that story is constructed. You got something that happens,
Mm-hmm.
you have people that are involved in it,
Mm-hmm.
you have suspects,
Okay.
and then you have several misdirects, and then you have a conclusion. Like the way this murder mystery is set up, it's not really I mean, it doesn't have to follow like a classic pattern. But if you're gonna do genre work, there has to be some of the hallmarks of that genre in it for it to make sense. Kind of like when Mando first came out, and it was very clearly like a space western, and it had a lot of themes and things of a western. It had an actual standoff. So like, so there's some western things that were like, of course, Star Wars is influenced on westerns anyway. So there's a lot of that was in there. Like, I just really hope that they actually can get to the Angela Lansbury of this thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to do Murder, She Wrote with Jedi, then let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
We want at the end of it to be sit, boo boo, sit.
Yeah, for real, yo.
So one thing
we old as hell.
This, good God. I just want to say one thing about this show is that it's not giving me what I was expecting. And what do I mean by that? And granted, and I always try to, whenever I get into a show, to temper my expectations.
True.
So I know the show was called The Acolyte, you know, and I was expecting this show to go into an aspect of showing basically the Force and everything from the dark side perspective. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, like, me too.
That's what I was expecting. I was expecting that to be from the dark side perspective. You know, like of course, Jedi stuff was going to be in it, but basically, it was from the perspective of the fall of maybe a fallen Jedi or something. You know, or something like that, or you know,
and we may still get that. You know what I'm saying?
And we still may get that, but because even still on episode 3. You know, May was convinced as a kid. She was like, the Jedi are evil. And she was like, no, and then Ocean was like, no, the Jedi is good, you know. But I was just expecting, I guess, more of focusing on a singular character, and you know what I'm saying, from their experience or whatever. And like I said, we may still get, still got 4 episodes left. So when they went into this thing where we got, you know, twins, and like I said, I told you right off the bat after the first 5 minutes of the episode, I was like, yeah, I see where I think they're trying to go with this, where you got, you know, I knew it was going to be a twin or something out there like that. So yeah. So here's a question I got for you,
all right,
Sean. I guess we're going to ask this question until we find out. Who do you think the Dark Force wielder? I'm not going to say Sith Lord or whatever. We don't know what their purpose is, but we'll just say the Dark Force wielder. Who do you think it is?
What if because like Kamir just seems like it almost seems like a red herring,
right? It does.
Because he seems just like he really looks like he's coming across as like the Joker, you know what I'm saying, like archetype, just a comic relief, bumbling fool, doesn't know what's going on. And I mean, like, not Joker as in like Joker from Batman, like the anyway, archetypes. Look it up.
The jester.
The jester. Yeah. So it's too much. Like, what if like he's somebody that was already there? Like what if he was Jedi Trinity? You know what I'm saying? Or like, because I mean, like, look at what, because okay, and here's my case for her, because this is just, you know, we just
Jedi Trinity.
Yeah. So
yeah,
let's look at her, even how she fought. She was the most let me say, she probably the most polished out of all of them. She had the worst temperament out of all of them. She was annoyed with them kids. She was annoyed with them witches. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like she probably killed all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have easily been displaying dark side activity. Also, the planet that May was on is the same planet that whole bar was on as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same place. So she could have easily just not have died. You know what I'm saying? Because come on now, like that little like quick wound, unless she got hit in the heart or something, like, yo, it's Star Wars. She could easily survive that. So, and like, unless she's really playing a long con with everybody, it really could be her.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I've added another person after thinking about it to my suspect list. So last week I said possibly Soul. Is
Yeah.
it? I've always kind of thought Star Wars Trinity too. Chimera is another one I thought, but it's just too. They're making it too easy for it to be him right now.
Like if it's coming, I'm like,
You want to know who I thought about, and this person could be is the new person I thought of.
Who that?
I don't think we saw this person for real, and that is Mother Coral. But I don't think we saw her dead body.
I don't
Last
remember.
week
I
we
don't think
saw
we
we
did.
saw Mother Anissa.
Anasia,
Anasia. We saw Mother Anasia, and Coral was all, and she seemed in that episode. She had dark side tendencies. She was very irritable. She was like she had a strong attachment to the girls because she, as they said, was the one that carried them. You know what I'm saying? As the mother, and she was the one that was kind of like the strict one, and dealing with them and stuff. So I'm wondering, maybe she survived, and she sees whatever happened, and she uses that to, wield that. So she's like my fourth person that I'm saying. So I have 4 suspects in it. I'm really interested to see. I hope it's not Chimera. God, I hope it's not. Now that I think about it, I don't want it to be him. I want it to be something to where it's like, okay, boom, this is what it is. And we gave you who y'all thought it was going to be, but this is who it really is. And give a solid reason on why this person, what I'm saying, is who, because as of right now, I would say they're doing a good job by making you not think who it is, making you think it is a person, but I don't think it's that person. I don't think they're trying to make it that easy.
I hope not. But then again, Star Wars do be with the obvious.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's the last time that they really was out here subverting tropes and expectations, to be really honest, which again was another thing that was very divisive, was The Last Jedi. You know what I'm saying? And people hated that because, that's not my Luke Skywalker. I'm like, yo, like, don't get mad at Ryan Johnson. Get mad at J.J. Abrams for sticking that man on the island all by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's real interesting just to like, I'm still gonna watch this because I'm a completionist. Oh, yeah. So I'm really curious to see how Leslie Headland and the crew over there who's on this show, like, really, quote unquote, land the ship, because I really don't know. I want to have more positive thoughts about the show, but right now, the show hasn't presented enough for me to be very
to keep you enthralled and
excited. And I'm gonna be super honest. Honest too. I think a lot of us have revisionist history because the first 2 episodes of Andor was boring as hell. Like, y'all, just because the thing ended really good. Like the middle, the second arc and the third arc was so strong that we forget them first 3 episodes.
Yeah, y'all forget about when he was training, when they was training and planning that damn mission. Yeah, y'all forget about that.
Yo. Yeah, y'all. Oh, the intrigue, man. Shut up. Them Jones is boring. So, and that ended up being like, of course, like the standout thing for Star Wars the past maybe 3 years or so. So I still got some hope. But yeah, that's all I got. Unless you got anything else.
Okay. I said I was going to do this, and I'm going to do this. I'm going a little mini rant right now about this series, and not necessarily this series. Rashad, I'm going to ask you, are you pretty much, how do you feel about the series? Do you like it? It's okay, or you're still waiting to see what happens?
I'm about 50-50.
Okay, cool. And I'm about the same way. Like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Watch it. It's watchable.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's my rant. My rant right now is for all you self-righteous I know Star Wars better than everybody. George Lucas is my personal best friend, Star Wars fans. Since I've become an adult, I have been a fan of this franchise since I was a kid. I'm 43 years old. I didn't see the first two in the theaters. I vaguely remember going to see Return of the Jedi like at 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old. I remember going to see that in the theater, like one of the first movies I ever saw in the theater. And I love the franchise ever since then. Here's my problem with y'all people. Y'all have now made me realize as an adult why some people hate Star Wars and hate Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Because a lot of y'all really are OD annoying as fuck. Excuse my language, man. Some of y'all are so annoying. Y'all act like George Lucas. Y'all have him on speed dial. Oh, well, George wouldn't do this. And trying to get you trying to be woke, and Disney's trying to do this. Y'all, no disrespect to Disney. Y'all really think Disney is trying to be woke here? Come on, do y'all not know the history of Disney and the stuff that we've seen on Disney? Rashad, am I going crazy? Y'all really, so y'all, that episode 3 made so many people butthurt. You got all these people, oh, this is horrible, this is most trash, or whatever. And you know what? I won't gonna say no names, but you know what? I don't care right now. Some of you podcasting people out here who got stuff and y'all developed a following, y'all are knowing Star Wars theory. I'm talking to you if you see this. Super duper annoying. I used to like you, guy, but no, you didn't let this little somewhat, YouTube fame get to your head, bro. And I mean, and it ain't just you, it's other people as well. Going out here, oh, George wouldn't do this. This is a mockery. You're making a mockery of what Anakin is. Anakin was the chosen one. Oh, I guess Palpatine. You try to tell me these witches they just got the power? Where did these witches and stuff come from? Well, guess what, folks? Hold on real quick. I took a screenshot of this. Somebody posted this online. Since 1984, we've seen some type of witch in Star Wars, going back with, guess what? The Ewok movies had a witch. Let's see. Clone Wars. Of course, we got the Dathomir witches. Rebels. More witches, Dathomir witches. The game, Jedi Survivor, Fallen Jedi. Witches. We ain't gonna talk Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Bad Batch, Tales of the Empire. Now this, you have some form of space witch. Please, people, stop acting like the Force is just one thing. This is what I've come to realize when it comes to the Force. I look at the Force in Star Wars now recently that they've added other things to it, as far as almost like religion. And there are different, a religion. And there are different sects of Christianity and other religions that people believe in the same thing, but they have different ways of going about those beliefs. A different belief. That's all they're trying to say here. No one is saying that, this is that. That's horrible. No one is saying that, they're trying to change the Force into this or whatever. Y'all, some of the same ones who love expanded universe stuff and those books that came out in the 90s. And guess what? Those books weren't commissioned by George. One of the most popular characters in Star Wars right now wasn't really a George idea. Rashad, could you please name that character for me right now, please, sir?
Our favorite blue skin alien.
Thank you. Grand Admiral Thrawn. So, so y'all are all being going to this hullabaloo about this. And now, like I said, you got certain YouTubers, podcasts, whatever, who develop a fan base, and these fan base, they believe anything this person says is the gospel truth or whatever. Have a mind of your own. As I always say when it comes to Star Wars stuff, man, be happy that we got content. This is not like the absolute worst thing that's ever done. Hate to say it, is Book of Boba Fett. And I love Book of Boba Fett. And I love Boba Fett as a character, or as me and Rashad like to call it, Mandalorian season 2.5. But come on, man, just let this play out. This is a completely different era of Star Wars. Even in Revenge of the Sith, when Palpatine was telling Anakin, the story about Darth Plagueis the Wise, it said, hey, he learned about a way to use the Force to create life. He had to learn it from somewhere. If that's what they're going by in this, what are we talking about here? So people, chill out. Enjoy this if you can. If you don't want to watch it, guess what? Don't watch it. But sitting back, making a bunch of complaining and all this stuff right here, you're hurting yourself and the fan base more than anything. Because what does mean? There's like, oh, you know what? These unappreciative mofos don't deserve nothing else. And then we don't get any more stuff. Because guess what? George ain't with Disney. So George ain't gonna give us nothing. He can't give us those Star Wars type stuff, man.
Literally. He got his $4 billion and he's chilling.
Right, man.
And another thing too, I think I want to say, even piggyback with the last thing you said, you can have a critique of something that you love. I feel like you should always have be able to talk about something that you love in a not so positive way.
Yeah.
But there is a way to go about it where it's not vitriolic, where it's just not you just hating on everything that's coming out. Because after a while, if you don't love the thing that you used to love, then you as a person need to move on. But I understand if your channel is named Star Wars whatever, it's going to be hard because your identity is centered around Star Wars. So if you can't move on or figure out another lane to make money or profit off of this thing that we all love, because to be honest, all of us are like tertiary consumers of this. You know what I'm saying? First is it's Disney Star Wars. Second, it's the consuming public. Then it's us commentating on what's going on. So if you as a third party can't get your money off because of this anymore, you need to do something else, because hate always rises to the top and it sucks, especially online, whether it be YouTube and or Twitter, especially on Twitter.
Yeah.
So y'all got to figure out your, like, on some real stuff, man. Y'all might want to get in therapy. A lot of y'all have better help codes out there. Talk to somebody, figure out your actual life. And do what
Lauryn
you
Hill
really
said it best. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Simple as that, yo. For real. For real.
Come again. Yes.
How you gonna win when you ain't right within, man? Simple as that, yo. And like I said,
and BetterHelp ain't even sponsoring us. Well,
yeah, pretty much.
That's all I really got, man.
That's all I got. I just had to get that off my chest.
No, it's good. We had time to play with today.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to something that we both love in a magnanimous way. And that is House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 2 spoiler review will drop 7 p.m. next Monday with the Wester Bros. We are back. Definitely go back, check the channel. If you saw Episode 1, we got our review over here. Definitely check it out where we get your podcast and YouTube Music. If you go on YouTube Music, all you got to do is look up the Wester Bros and it will appear unto you. But yeah, man, that's really it for today. You got anything else?
No, man, that's really it, man. Just it's a good time, man. Like I said, House of the Dragon is back. You know, and also shout out to the boys.
Shout out to the boys, man.
The boys is a wow.
Oh yeah, and if y'all really want us to delve into some other stuff, y'all got to get on the Patreon, because like I can't talk about the boys. I'm not gonna get no views or nothing for that. Like, so I need y'all to really y'all want to have a discussion about the boys. Join the Patreon, patreon.com /theuponfurtherreview, and we can really go in depth about some other stuff that we actually watch individually. Other than that, until the next time.
Peace out, y'all.